And what is up, everybody? All right, now I just finished watching the trailer for Doctor Strange, and it did not feel like Doctor Strange at all. I'm dead serious. Um, Special effects were on point. This, that, the other, but it just does not feel like Doctor Strange, and that's saying something considering this is Marvel's intellectual property, and Marvel is the one doing this, and Marvel normally doesn't make as big a mistake as this. So it just got me to thinking about all the comic book movies that have been out this year. Let's start with Deadpool. Like I've already told you how you know I'm done giving 20th Century Fox a chance when it comes to Marvel movies. But somebody, a friend of mine, actually posted Deadpool on Facebook, the entire movie on Facebook. So I watched it. 20th Century Fox went out of their way and did everything within their power to make the movie rated R and nothing else. Seriously, the action mediocre. Action sequences were mediocre at best, just enough. Ryan Reynolds is just cursing a lot. Um, Colossus was useless. That girl that they had, the with the shaved head, who to activate her powers looked like she was taking a dump. Gina Carano was virtually useless, and the British guy who I think Ajax might actually be a character from the Marvel universe. No idea, but well, like all this extra stuff that they put in, I understand. Did a very very poor job in character development. What the hell was the purpose of the bartender? None. And not to mention the fact, why did we need to see Ryan Reynolds get pegged by his girlfriend? You know, it's like, oh yeah, here, just for extra kicks, let's watch Deadpool get duped. Yeah, and what really makes me mad about this, parents had, especially moms, begged 20th Century Fox to at least try to release a PG-13 version of the movie. They refused to do it. Marvel Comics, before the invention of Marvel Max, or everything that Deadpool is pretty much known for today, and even aside from what Deadpool is known for today, Marvel Comics has successfully published PG rated stories with Deadpool in it, whether it be his own story or stories that he's in, somebody else's story that he happens to be in. PG 13 should not have been a problem. This is 20th Century Fox we're talking about. These are the same idiots that did, that destroyed the X-Men franchise, destroyed Daredevil, destroyed Fantastic Four. So, so why would anybody actually expect too much from them? The only reason why the movie made so much that it did is because it was Deadpool. Aside from that, it was not a good movie. Then, bigger disaster for another organization run by complete idiots. Warner Brothers with Superman versus Batman. But when it comes to Lex Luthor, Gene Hackman had it right, because during the time of that Superman, what Lex Luthor was an evil genius, an evil criminal mastermind. He wasn't at the time. He was not the billionaire, and he definitely wasn't eccentric. Yes, he was cocky and he liked to show off his intelligence a lot, and that's what Gene Hackman portrayed. That's what uh, was portrayed in Superman Returns. But basically recreating Gene Hackman's character, not eccentric at all, but clearly sinister, sadistic, evil genius. What we got here was basically they reimagine, they did a completely different character because of the actor that was playing. To give him this, to make him a psycho, a complete psycho, to make him eccentric. Why? There was no reason for that. You didn't really get to, the only thing that you got to see was the fact that he was crazy, and that was it. Everybody, like, even if you watch the Justice League cartoons, or even before Justice League, um the Superman animated series, when you see Lex Luthor, even though he's the bad guy, the farthest thing from your mind is that the man is absolutely crazy. Clearly the villain, not crazy. This guy was crazy. Very bad. Very, very bad interpretation of the character. Then, of course, I already told you how just bad Man of Steel was, as far as like how they told the story. And so, of course, going into this movie, it wasn't going to be much better. So when you bring in Batman, you make Batman mad at Superman because of what happened in Metropolis and destroying one of Bruce Wayne's buildings. So now you have Batman going. I've already mentioned how Batman, even I'm sorry, even if Batman didn't trust Superman, Batman would never make it his sole mission to try to kill him. Nonetheless, pick a fight with him. He would have a contingency plan just in case he would ever have to fight Superman, but he would never initiate the confrontation. And he definitely wouldn't be stupid enough to fall for Lex Luthor's plan. Not to mention, I'm still trying to figure out how Lex Luthor put this plan together, because they really didn't show any planning on his part, or any part like that he was manipulating this, that, the other to force the two of them to have to fight. Still trying to figure it out. Just somehow, some way, he was the one that started all this. And then again, Batman would not have gone out of his way to try to kill Superman. I think the only person they did any justice with was probably Wonder Woman, I guess. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell she was doing in it. And also, why is the Flash Latino? Like, I don't know who that kid in the gas station video footage was, but that's not Barry Allen. It doesn't even look like Wally West. You know, I'm still trying to figure out what they were going for with that. I mean, you got the one guy who clearly isn't white as Aquaman. Somewhat understandable. He's supposed to be, half Atlantean, this, that, the other. Oh, okay, fine, whatever. Everything else, like everything else about it, was just wrong. Lex Luthor creating Doomsday, dumb, just absolutely dumb. So now getting into Doctor Strange, having a black Baron Mordo. I mean, considering the actor who's playing him, dude's a great actor. He could totally be Baron Mordo. I don't have a problem with that. Why is a British lady playing the Ancient One? When Dr. Stephen Strange suffers the car accident and basically uses the last bit of money he has to go to Asia to meet the Ancient One. He's supposed to be, it's in the either the Himalayas or in Tibet. So you would figure the Ancient One was Himalayan or Tibetan. Asian. You have, not to mention a man. You decide to reinvent it with a British female. Yet the Asian community isn't up in arms about this. They raised a fuss about casting a white guy to play Iron Fist, a Caucasian superhero. The guy's name is Daniel. His name is Daniel Rand. It's not as dumb as picking a Canadian to play Chun-Li. You know, it's not as dumb to pick an American, clearly white boy, to play Kyo Kusanagi in King of Fighters. To pick a white guy to play a white superhero named Daniel Rand, not Daniel Wong, Chin, Chang, Chung, Li, or any other one-syllable Chinese name, or Nu Yen, Yang, Young, none of those is his name. Daniel Rand. And you're gonna try to complain because they didn't pick an Asian actor to play as a white superhero, but nobody has said anything about the casting of a British woman to play as an Asian character. It was supposed to be an Asian character. You were mad that they picked a white guy to play a white character, but haven't said a damn thing about a white woman playing an Asian character. How stupid is that? Not to mention, the more you watch the trailer, you don't think Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme. They don't even show them getting into the magic or using the using the symbols that he's known for or anything like that, or learning anything like that. They just keep talking about how, oh yes, reality. It felt more like it was like The Matrix meets Inception. I was not feeling Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme when I saw these trailers. So the only movie I'm looking forward to now apparently is Civil War, because I've said it once. I'll say it again. I'll say it as many times as I have to. When the first Captain America movie TV spot came out for the Super Bowl, they were like, I was not impressed by what I saw, but I was happy to finally see some footage, some actual footage from the movie, and it was great. It was good. Then they released the first official, minute and a half long trailer. It was like, wow, this movie looks like it could be pretty good. Then they released the second official trailer. Like, oh my god, I gotta see this movie. Movie was great. Then Avengers came out, Iron Man 3, Thor, the second Thor, which I, just watching bits and pieces of it, I was like, this sucks. And Captain America Winter Soldier comes out, and as it's coming out, the first trailer they released is like, oh my god, I gotta see this movie. And to this day, it's still Marvel's best movie as far as story. Not necessarily like how much they grossed. I have no idea how much money it made, or like what other Marvel movies have might have beaten it out. Guardians of the Galaxy was funny. I wasn't really feeling it, but it was a good movie. It was very funny. But as far as like what the Guardians of the Galaxy were, it was just something completely different. I don't know why they went they decided to go that direction, but they did. Then you had, Ant-Man, which I still haven't seen, but heard a lot of good things about it. But from the direction that the changes that they made to it, and the direction that they took it, I already know it's not a better movie than Winter Soldier. So then, of course, the trailers for Civil War come out, and once again, they put the trailer out, and every trailer and TV spot that they've put out has made me say, "Oh my God, I gotta see this movie!" And they've already had the red carpet release for it, and supposedly there's pros and cons about it. And one of the cons that they tried to say was, okay, the same argument over and over again. What do you think Civil War was? All 9 issues of the Civil War story was basically reiterating the same argument over and over again. Superhero Registration Act versus the right to privacy. So what's your problem? It's done by, I know it's being done by different, I think it's being done by a different director this time around. And unlike, Spider-Man 3, where they introduced entirely too much too fast and didn't really get to develop anybody. Just about all the heroes that are going to be in this are already developed characters, all of them, with the exception of Black Panther, who's being introduced, and I'm 100% for that. And the only reason why I see him fighting on the side of Tony Stark is due to the fact that, he thinks Winter Soldier's guilty. That's it. Because T'Challa, knowing who Tony Stark is, knowing who Captain America is, would not be fighting on Tony Stark's side. Tony has always been about what's good for business, not necessarily what's in the best interest of the people, just whatever is good for business. And that's pretty much why he sided the way he did for the Superhero Registration Act. And that's why even after the clone Thor killing Bill Foster, Giant Man, still didn't think, okay, maybe I should reconsider. And what did him and Reed Richards do after that? Oh, they thought it'd be a good idea to send that Thor clone back out. How smart was that? So this is right now the only movie I'm really looking forward to right now, and I'm 100% sure it's not going to disappoint. They have, when it comes to Captain America especially, that's the one hero, because he's the moral center of the Marvel universe. If you don't get him right, you're not getting anything right. So that's the one character that they've gotten right every single time, and I'm really, really looking forward to this. As far as Doctor Strange, it's probably gonna be a good movie, but nothing about that trailer. But like I said, nothing about that trailer makes me think, "Wow, that's Doctor Strange." That's the Sorcerer Supreme. I mean, who's he gonna be fighting exactly? Because there was no Shumagorath, there was no Dormammu. They have Baron Mordo, and from the pictures, it looks like they're going to be fighting alongside each other. So it doesn't make any sense. And apparently, the Ancient One is in this for entirely too long. If you want a good Doctor Strange story, I'm not talking about the old Doctor Strange. Look for the 2000. I believe it was the 2007 animated movie Doctor Strange. This was before it was Lionsgate. It was under Lionsgate. This is before Disney bought Marvel, before the Marvel Cinematic Studios and the Marvel Cinematic Universe even started. And the animated movies that they put out were great. And this particular one was one of the best ones that they had ever put out. Doctor Strange, like I said, that is the Sorcerer Supreme, and nothing about this trailer makes me think it's going to be otherwise. I went a lot longer than I thought I was going to. You guys have a good night.